On Sunday, February 18, 2001, Dale Earnhardt died in the final turn of the final lap of the Daytona 500. Kevin Harvick was called in to drive his car, renumbered 29. 3 weeks later, Harvick raced his way into victory lane.
He's going to get him, though. Here they come. Get him. Gordon got loose. It's Harvick. Harvick inches. Harvick by inches.
I don't really know how I got here, but I'm so glad that I did.
As the fans saluted Dale with the number 3 on the 3rd lap, Kevin Harvick salutes him on the way to victory lane. What could be more fitting? What could be more special?
I think as you follow somebody like that into the situation, it teaches you a lot of things about yourself, and it's not something that you ask for sure. You know, that was the biggest reason that I went to Richard Childress Racing, just for the fact that Dale Earnhardt drove there. That's the guy you were going to be following in the footsteps of him, and those guys haven't won championships. Now you're the guy that's coming in an emergency situation that's also expected to be the leader. Yeah, right. How am I going to be the leader? I've never done anything like that before in my life. And then you add the pressure of being in that car, being in that situation, and the expectations are pretty high. So that's an impossible task.
What's Dale Earnhardt's shadow feel like?
That's a big shadow. You know, even in the beginning when you had the success that we had the first year, it still was, well, that's Dale's car. And you never could live up to the expectations that were expected because it was always going to be his car and the way he did things. It was an impossible shadow to get out from underneath at that particular time.
At what point do you think you were no longer Dale Earnhardt's replacement?
Oh, it's still there today. I'm not comparing, you know, my situation to Dale Jr.'s situation, but, you know, he has a lot of the same things that they're hard to get out from underneath. You know, I grew up, Dale Earnhardt's, you know, the guy that I rooted for, and that's the guy you wanted to be, but being in his situation is not easy because it was a lot bigger than you could ever imagine. I don't think it's really ever become my car. There's still always that tie to the 3 car, and trust me, I'm very respectful towards paying respect to Dale Earnhardt, but you know, it's just hard to be in that situation and talk about the same thing day after day.
After more than a decade at RCR, Harvick's relationship with Childress became strained.
You didn't need to look at those wheels, did we, Richard? Damn it. Drive the car, man. I'm getting tired of you about driving that car. You get paid to drive it, drive it.
All the fights and the tears and the heartache, I thought I'd never get through.
At the end of the 2013 season, Kevin Harvick will leave RCR to follow a new path at Stewart-Haas Racing.
I just needed a change, try something different for myself and move forward with my career in a different direction. And it was nothing really about one particular thing. The thing that Tony offers me is the fact that he's a driver that's going to push me. He's a champion, you know, and that was what I was supposed to follow at RCR, was Dale Earnhardt, the champion. But we haven't had that championship to this point on the Cup side.
How would a Cup championship in that car affect what those fans think about you driving Dale Earnhardt?
Yeah, it would be definitely closure to the whole situation to just say, all right, we completed that circle and we ended it with a championship. That'd be a great way to go out. I mean, that's what we're all here for.
'Cause it led me here to this.
We did talk earlier about Ryan Newman in our dub. You called into